Happy Diwali. If you don't know what Diwali is, it's the festival of fire and light. The Indian festival of fire and light. Anyways, today I want to talk about socializing as a student. You know, throughout like, the majority of my student life, I've struggled with socializing. And I look around and that's the case with majority of the people my age. Lockdown really fucked us. You know, the other day, my teacher from the place I receive an education from was giving the class a pep talk because we weren't really in the mood to learn that day. And he was talking to us about how all of the friends that we've made are actually our enemies, they're our competition. So we shouldn't really make friends and, you know, isolate ourselves and focus on the competitive exam that's coming. That just struck me, that just hit me so hard about how fucked our perception of brotherhood, our perception of socializing is. To think that we think of people that we laugh with as enemies, to think of them as villains of your story. And it's easier for women to reach out, socialize, and talk about their emotions with other women. But it's not as easy for men. And when the education system tells men to not make friends, well, they agree with them, they obey them, and then they're lonely. And then, I'm sorry to speak this way, but then we think that men's suicide rates increasing is a very unnatural thing. It's going to happen if you take away the emotional support from people. How do you expect them to be emotionally happy? You know, there's an extremely popular book in the self-improvement niche. It's called Ikagai. It talks about the longevity. If we can, if a camera can focus on it, it would be nice. I hope you can look at. I hope you can see it. Yeah, Ikagai. It talks about the longevity of life and how to happily live it. So there's many factors to how a village in Japan has the average life expectancy of 100 years. Can you imagine that? Living for a living for a century? Exactly. And that's average for them. And they talk about what exactly is different from what's the difference between their and our cultures. So there's like till now what I've read, there's three major factors. So there's like diet. Their diet is very light and they only fill up their stomach to 80% of its capacity. They speak about connections, social connections, and they speak about work ethics. I want to talk about the second point. If you kept that in mind, I talked about social connections, right? Social connection is, for some reason, anxiety inducing in today's time. And for a long time, it was for me too. But it's extremely fucking important for existence, for happiness. I want to make this a series where I explain to you bit by bit how I helped myself socially to like boost my social status till the point where now I can very comfortably speak to people I do not know, right? And make pretty good friends with them. I hope you enjoy this series.